Hey guys, Mysterious Man Toby here, and today I've got a video regarding the recent patch that just came out for Naruto Storm 4. I'm going to be going over everything that we received in the patch with the help of my good friend Starfire, otherwise known as Starbhai.
Hey guys, what's up? Starfire here.
And like I said, I've got some things listed here, and we're just gonna go down the list. I compiled a list together. We're gonna talk about what these things exactly mean and things of that nature, and go from there. So for the first
First of all,
thing,
we are so excited that this patch came out. I honestly wasn't expecting this patch at all until Road to Boruto came out because usually that's when they release the patches. They don't release it early.
yeah,
And uh, honestly, I feel like they did that because if they released it a little later, the game would have probably been like 12 gigs, 20 gigs. Because the story mode alone is probably a bunch of gigs.
yes, exactly. It was very surprising. I was extremely surprised when I heard it had dropped. I was like, what the heck? They dropped it this early? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and so much stuff was changed. I never expected something like this.
Yeah, they did a very good
I think
job.
this makes a lot of sense now because they were working on all of this game mechanic stuff rather than adding a bunch of new characters like many people have speculated before. So they had patched all of this crap, worked on online functioning, worked on a bunch of stuff. So if you really think about it, this is probably what consumed a lot of their time as well, other than the story mode and the other characters.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense because when I tell you they fixed literally everything. When I tell you that, they literally did fix everything. Like, I don't really see a problem with anything right
Yeah.
now.
Like maybe they've not fixed a few things here and there, but other than that, basically everything's been fixed. And we're going to be going over everything in the patch, so you guys know exactly what has been fixed. And yeah,
And the importance of each and every change. So the first thing on the list is that spectator mode was added to tournaments and endless, and the player limit in endless has been raised to 8. This is really good for the community. Endless in general was a huge part of Generations in Storm 3. Being able to watch your
right.
friends fight was just amazing because it's just kind of a really cool, relaxing feeling. You know, you come home after work or
It
after
really is.
school, and you hop into
It's
Endless and you get to watch some real time fights. They actually made it a little better in that sense as well.
right. Sometimes you could watch, two players that you really admire fight, and you can take notes in your head and stuff, say, oh, I should be doing that. It can help you on your gameplay improve, watching other players, which I feel was a really big part of the community, like watching other players. And also, endlesses were actually really big for clan matches. So, because every single person could watch the endless and they could see what's happening in real time. And also, spectator mode, this is the first time ever that it's being shown in real time, like absolutely real time. No second lag, no couple second lag like we usually have, but people can give real time um,
Advice.
commentary on matches. Yeah.
Yes.
So clan matches, I feel if clans were to come back, this could be really something special because we've never had something like this.
Yeah, and then adding it to tournament was pretty obvious that they were going to do that, but still it was CC2 and we still had that little skepticism there, but they did it, and tournaments, like, they're literally just as fun as I remember from Generations in Storm 3 now. Like, if you guys haven't seen it yet, check out my tournament video that I posted the other day.
There's a lot of laughs.
Yeah, and it's very fun. Literally, it felt like good old times from the other games, and I'm very happy about that. The game just feels more fun in general because of
Yeah.
that.
So honestly, if you haven't done it right now, go into an endless, try out spectator mode with your friends, and yeah, it's really great. I really recommend it.
Yeah. The second thing on the list is that the new characters and costumes in the upcoming Road to Boruto DLC data has been added to the game, and they've also added them to the popularity leaderboards, which means if you go there now, you can look at the popularity leaderboards, and you'll see Mitsuki, the costumes they're adding, Road to Boruto, Sasuke, all that stuff. You can see it there. So that's just making it easier for when the DLC drops on the 3rd, making the transition smoother
Right.
overall.
So all the data is there. They just need to upload the actual characters. Well, upload the actual Road to Boruto expansion pack, and then we'll be downloading that in actually 10 days. Well, 9 days. 9 days.
Yeah, 9 days. um, yeah. So that's pretty much it with that. Not too significant, but something cool to know. The next thing on the list is that the Naruto Storm 4 online netcode feels much better and fluid overall. It definitely feels like a lot better. Not a lot better, but just a little better in general.
Right. And we can only speak for PS4, but I am absolutely positive that now Xbox must be flowing so much better, because I heard that before you couldn't even get a blue bar. It's all in, and you couldn't even play online. Literally, the Xbox community died completely. Like in the PS4, we still had people playing Storm 4, but on Xbox, no one played that shit anymore.
Yeah, it was very tragic. I don't think the patch has dropped yet for the Xbox One, but I heard some people. I've seen some people in the comment section saying, "Hey, how do I download it?" So I don't think it's dropped yet, but judging by the way it feels now, yeah, judging by the way it feels now, I'm assuming that I'm judging by by the fact of how much time they put into it. I'm thinking that it's not going to disappoint on the Xbox One. I'm pretty sure it's going to fix it.
Right, and I'm pretty sure that's why they actually fixed the netcode and they fixed the servers, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. And so, next thing on the list is the character slots were removed down to the amount allotted for the new DLC characters. So they took out all those character slots.
You guys.
Yeah, I made a video over it. It's unfortunate, but after seeing this patch, I mean, I'm really happy that they fixed a lot of things, so that kind of softens the blow. It's not as bad.
I would rather this patch over
Momoshiki
so
and
many more new
Kenshiki.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they would probably be broken anyways.
Yeah, and I mean, we would still have a lot of broken mechanics running around, and you really wouldn't be able to enjoy the new characters. Now you can really enjoy a lot of the different characters. It's a lot easier for you to use characters against the it's a lot easier for you to just use different characters in general now. You could do it before, but it was just harder.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the game just runs smoother in general now. Like everything is just so much smoother and cleaner too.
Yes. And so
yeah, the character slots were removed, and that's basically it. And by the way, what we're talking about is all of those empty slots on the very last page with Road to Boruto, not Road to Boruto, the last characters, and Boruto and Sarada, and also on the page before.
Yes. And so the second thing, or the next thing on the list is regarding leader switch, and leader switch combo is no longer possible, meaning that the little glitch where people would just do a full combo with their support and it would take so much health off of you, and you really couldn't do anything about it because if you subbed, you would sub on top.
And often make you sub in place.
Yeah. That's no longer in the game. So I know a lot of people are happy about that. I, for one, I'm happy about it. At first I was like, I didn't really mind it because I felt like it made the game, it added more depth to the game, and I felt like CC2 would fuck up taking it out of the game. But after seeing how they took it out of the game and the other changes they made, I think it works. I don't think we actually need that anymore.
I think it does work. Yeah, I don't think we need it anymore. Honestly, I felt like people had adapted to the leader switch glitches so much in the competitive community that I started to doubt whether removing it would make the game better. But honestly, I think it does make the game a lot better, because now you have to kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but you actually have to play now instead of having your supports play for you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to before leader switch combo, just it rewarded you for a lot of mindless aggression. You really couldn't do too much about it, and now you actually have to be a
Nope.
lot more careful about your aggression. Yeah, there was counter and stuff, but it was really advantageous. It turned one opening into a really big opening, and it really skewed a lot of the punish game in the game in general. And
Right.
the next thing on the list is Leader Switch Infinite Awakening glitch is no longer possible. Thank God,
Thank
because
God, Jesus.
I literally
Oh my
I
God.
said this multiple times. If they had not taken this out of the game, people were going to quit because I'm telling you, when you're as high a rank as I am in the game, around 37, like literally from rank 30 to like 40, everyone was using that. And I fought a lot of people in rank that used it against me. Fortunately, I only had 2 games stolen from me out of the many matches I played against it. But it's just stupid. Like I played against people that I should have literally destroyed. They went into they did Infinite Awakening and they stole the game from me. I was like, wow. I couldn't do any. I couldn't
Yeah.
help but laugh because that's how dumb it was.
It was so dumb. And like people could end up having a full green bar and then they can go into Infinite Awakening and just run rampant. And
Yes, and it
that's
was
just not cool. And especially when it's giant awakenings.
yeah,
Yep,
or a guy.
no.
Yeah, it
Or
was
guy, yes.
yeah, it was incredibly stupid. I'm so happy they took this out of here. I'm so happy about that one. That one definitely needed to go.
Which is showing they're actually listening to us, guys. Even
Yeah,
though people we had our doubts. We're like, oh, it's CC2, they're never gonna do anything. But I feel like deep down they actually wanted, they realized like all of this crap was in here and they kind of wanted to fix it. I mean, this is the first time they're actually putting a patch, and honestly, I do believe it's because it's the last Storm game, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm just really happy we have the patch.
yeah. And next on the list is Leader Switch Jutsu. This is important to listen to. Leader Switch Jutsu, where the character charges their jutsu until their second jutsu is gone. So if you guys didn't know, back when you did Leader Switch Jutsu beforehand, if the character had a chargeable jutsu, like let's say they were Sasuke Chidori True Spear or Naruto the Last, they would charge their jutsu and do this enhanced version of it. Now they've
Right.
changed it to where they only do, their normal jutsu, which means that it was intended, but it had bugs that messed around with it, and we got that version of the Leader Switch jutsu. So that's a good
Yeah.
fix.
Which is actually important to note. A lot of leader switch stuff was intended to be in the game. The leader switch jutsu where you could switch into jutsus and stuff, that is intended. Also, the leader switch where you can dash, that's all where the support will dash. That's also intended because that's still in the game post patch. So that stuff was intended to be in the game, but all the stuff where you could infinite awaken and where you could have your support store kunai 24/7 and have leader your them do an entire combo, that was not intended. That's just a bug. So that's
Yes.
very important to note.
Yeah, especially when a lot of people were trying to say that no, this is exactly how they want it. It should be in the game.
Right.
Um, which leads me into the fact that um, Leader Switch Infinite Projectile glitch is gone, which is basically, how Star said. Basically, you can make the character throw kunais over and over again, and that was annoying if they hit it off. It wasn't that bad, but it was annoying. And
Yeah.
same with Leader Switch Infinite items as well. Like there was a way
Oh
to
my God.
get infinite items with Leader Switch. I did not know how to do it,
Yeah.
but it was definitely in the game. But it's gone now. It's been tested. And then
I believe you had to like throw your item right as you were switching or a little before. I'm not really sure how it worked. But yeah, you could get infinite items and just throw a million paper bombs. And that was fucking annoying.
yeah,
I mean, I never really encountered it, but the
yeah,
fact that
no one really
that
knew how
even
to do that one.
existed.
And then the lastly, Leader Switch Dash, where the character charges their dash, is gone as well. So
Right.
when you do Leader Switch Dash, now they just do a dash, but before they would do the charging long dash.
Yeah, before they would do the charge dash, which was a little it was like the delayed dash, and it does more
Yes.
damage on your guard.
So that's it for the Leader Switch section of it. Next thing on the list is block strings are no longer possible, and I made a video on this on my channel before. Basically, a block string is where you'll combo the guard and you'll do a super low air combo as low as you can get it to the ground, and you'll hit. And since you're so low to the ground, you'll cancel the recovery frames, and you'll just be able to combo again. And if you do it right, your opponent can't move out of it, and they can't move out of it, and they can't counter. All they can do is sub. They got rid of that.
Right. What is important to note though is that while block strings with air combos are not available to do anymore, you can still do them with cover fire. So that's another way. If you want to do block strings, you can still do them with cover fire.
Yeah, that's definitely one way. And the next thing on the list is that button or stun locks are no longer possible. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, a stun lock or a button lock is basically where any character that is about, there are various characters in this game that when they are about to do a cinematic in their combo, the cinematic starts up before we actually see it, and if you press counter in that time, then literally it'll lock up the opponent's controls and they just stand there. So that's been taken out.
Yeah. That was really, really weird. So weird that it even existed in the game, but yeah.
Yeah, it had been in since Revolution, so people were trying to say that that was intended, but they just didn't catch it, so.
Yeah. Also, Toby, I want to say one thing that I totally forgot to tell you before. I mean, I talked to you about it before, but it's not on the list. Cover fire has been nerfed so that it does very, very little damage on guard now.
Yes, and then the stun time to Mari's cover fire was also hit a little bit as well. Still a pretty strong cover fire, but it's just not as strong as before. It's not to the point of where you feel like you have to have it to compete with another player, if you ever felt like that.
Still very, very good, but it's just not.
Yes.
Fix this to an extent. Rage quitters are now going to be punished for rage quitting, and there is going to be a BP loss when individuals rage quit. So, we're not just going to have a random thing where people have 255 disconnections and no punishments. We're finally going to be punished. There's going to be BP loss, and there are going to be a lot less people rage quitting. Now, I guess maybe one or two people will still rage quit here and there, but people will generally not rage quit now. They want to take care of their BP. It's very, very tough to gain.
Yes. And that's good, because a lot of people were starting to rage quit a lot, and it's just annoying when you're about to beat someone and they rage quit. I mean, I've experienced that feeling countless times when you're about to beat someone, especially when you're about to rank up and they just quit. It's like, really?
And
You wasted my
especially
time?
when you see those high ranks with 255 disconnections, and you're like, wow, so what the fuck did you do to get there? You just disconnected your way to the top? So those people are going to have the toughest time trying to get to max rank.
Yeah, and then a lot of people were actually starting to, I know I received a message a while back from a random guy who was max rank, and basically what he did was he went around asking people if they wanted max rank, and he would literally let them boost off of them. So that solves that problem as well. People were actually boosting to get max rank.
Yeah.
So the next thing on the list is that performing a counter no longer grants the user a strike back upon succession. So previously,
I thought that was kind of broken because counters kind of existed to it was like a no damage way of just getting a person off of you, and then when you included the strike back, it just complicated things.
yeah, you got rewarded a lot more from it in general.
Yeah, especially when there's a person that is just a counter whore and they just counter the entire match, especially when they have their support gauge up. So this kind of makes it so that counters don't really give you any damage whatsoever now.
Yeah.
Granted, you can still counter and knock a person off the map. You can still do that.
Yeah.
but no strike back.
And so that leads me into the next thing, and that's that dash cut has longer recovery time when hit. So if you play, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have played against Choji, and it just felt like he was always there. Well, now it's extremely
Yes.
noticeable that he's gone when you hit him. So you can
Yes,
take
and
advantage of that a lot easier.
also, I think this is also because, as a follow-up, support characters take much longer time to charge up.
Yes,
Much longer, possibly double the time that they used to take before.
yes, I noticed that as well. That supports take a lot longer, have a lot
So
longer
I
time.
think, honestly, I'm not sure, but one support could be the new meta.
It's a
Because it'll
possibility.
charge
It's
up
still
all.
young
It's
right
a
now. It could mold
possibility.
into anything.
Right, right. Of course, but it could happen.
And then you can no longer counter hit or hit after being dashed while in the air. So a lot of people didn't really like a lot of novice and low level players didn't really do this too much. And I was actually planning to make a video about how important it was, but now they've nerfed it or they've taken it out of the game. And basically, if you get dashed in the air, a lot of people would counter hit. So a lot of times in a match, people would just jump up and down because they want to bait you into
Hmm.
dashing them so they can get the counter hit. Now that's no longer in the game.
Right. Now when you land on the ground, there's a split second before you can even do anything, before you can guard, before you can counter. So if you get dashed in the air, even while you're blocking, when you land on the ground, as long as anything hits you while you're blocking in the air and you land on the ground, you can't do anything for a split second. I'm not sure if it works with kunai yet. I don't remember. But basically with any combos or anything, if you get hit with in the air, even if you're blocking and you land on the ground, it's going to take a split second for you to guard. This was present in Revolution and they brought it back.
Yeah. At first, I was a little irritated by the fact that there was no counter hit because I felt like I couldn't really punish people for being reckless dashers. But I've grown to it within the last past few hours of playing the game, and it's not so bad. You know, you just gotta adapt. It really is, and I'm actually happy they took it out because it can be pretty annoying. And if you think about it, on a higher level, that's a sub. Either that's a sub or you're taking
Right.
damage every single
And in a
time. So.
way, this, at least a little bit, it pushes people to be a little bit more aggressive and dash more. Because then they
Yes,
can be rewarded if they hit a person in the air.
exactly. And for the last thing, this one's very broad. Basically, there were numerous character buffs and nerfs. I highly encourage you to check out just any character you like using because there's a chance they might have gotten a speed boost or
Right.
something might have changed. I'm not going to go over all of it
Yes,
in
there's a
this
chance of
video.
anything. Because they did nerf very, very insignificant things, so there's a possibility that at least one thing any of your characters could have gotten buffed. Like even something like kunai speed or something.
Yes.
So I definitely recommend that you try out your favorite characters, your top three, your mains, uh, anyone you like playing.
Yeah, like for example, go check out Pain. His combo speed's been buffed significantly. Like he's a lot more
Right.
faster than before. Soigetsu's a lot
Takasasuke's combo
faster.
speed.
Yeah,
Right.
Takasasuke. PTS Lee was slowed
The
down.
Yes, PTS Lee was slowed down, PTS Neji was sped up.
um, Character hitboxes were actually changed. Like Naruto's hitboxes are a lot. They're not as wild. Like basically, this is known as Phantom Range, but that's what the whole community called. They called it Phantom Range. Basically, that doesn't really exist anymore. Now, of course, if Naruto's hitting the air and you dash at that moment in time, a lot of times it's gonna hit you, but it's not as bad as before. It's a lot more logical in
Right.
a sense. The hitboxes make sense now with a lot of the
Hmm.
characters.
Yes, especially it's noticeable with people like Nagato. If you actually dash into a combo, it's very, very hard for you to get hit by it unless they have a very extended combo.
Yes. And so, like I said, we were to list all of it. That
Yeah,
that
but
would take a lot of
this would have
time.
been like a very, very long video. So I really recommend you check on stuff for yourself because there's no better way for you to understand the nerfs and buffs of the characters than to go through it yourself. We would be just going through them very briefly. But what you really need to know is basically all of the characters that were considered top tier characters have been nerfed, to be honest. Like Madara, Naruto, Obito, Sasuke, Minato,
Yeah,
basically
Minato
any
especially.
of their variations, any of their extremely um, fast variations have been nerfed. So, um, and then actually the first Shippuden versions of them, like Naruto's first Shippuden version, Sasuke's first few Shippuden versions, have been buffed in speed to kind of balance the Naruto's and Sasuke's, the differences between them. Which
Yes.
I think is actually really, really good on their part, because that'll get people to play the younger versions more than rather just choosing EMS Sasuke
Exactly.
or the last.
So just make sure you check out your character because you just never know. I checked out Jirobo, he got a speed buff, so that tells you right there, Jirobo can get a speed buff, or if PTS Choji can get a slight speed buff, every character was touched. Especially since they made sure to
Yes,
take out block strings, every character was touched. So check your character
right.
and you
Yeah,
never
like
know.
I was playing Mei and like her grab is so much faster now. Anything. Just check out everything because I think basically almost every character got a little something.
Alright, and with that, that concludes the patch notes video. I wanted to do this a little bit more in depth because no one was really like explaining a lot of these things to you guys, and I wanted to make sure you guys
Right.
knew exactly what was going on with the patch and exactly what these things meant and how significant and how significant they were in
We're
general.
so excited to see where Storm goes here because with this patch, I feel like we're finally getting what we wanted. And that's not to totally flood the game with this crazy amount of patching, but just the right amount where the game is still has its kind of charm to it, but it's still nerfed. A lot of people got nerfed and a lot of people get buffed. So we're really, really excited to see where the community goes from here, and I really think it's gonna grow a lot bigger,
Yes, me,
especially with Road to Boruto.
yes, me too. I'm really feeling good about this DLC.
Yeah, me too. So anyways, it's been real, guys.
Yeah, very real. Be on the lookout for more content. I've got a lot more videos coming and just content in general. You can bet I'm going to be covering the Road to Boruto DLC as well. As you guys noticed, I've been doing daily uploads. I've been able to do that, but like I said in my update video, don't be surprised if I go to a little bit of a weirder schedule after not around the time Road to Boruto comes out, but maybe after. Just depends. But for right now, I am doing daily uploads, so subscribe for that. The support is greatly appreciated. This is Mysterious Man Toby,
And Starfire, signing
signing off.
off.